It's the start of a new era. God's Menu is here in the Chan's Room rewatch, and Stray Kids are kicking the door to their future as fourth-generation leaders wide open. It's June 2020, and the echoes from Levanter are fading just in time for God's Menu to drop with a force that's rewriting Stray Kids' history. Our 8 stars are showing up wholly as themselves, raw, untamed, exactly as they are, and the world has no idea what's coming. Let's dive in. This week's schedule is packed, even by the kids' standards. When we left them all in that special episode of Chan's Room last week, we were hours away from Go Live's release, which is what we're kicking things off with this week, meeting them on stage for their online Unveil performance. The last time Stray Kids stood on this Unveil stage was for Levanter. They've had plenty of releases in the 6 months in between, with digital singles, their Japanese debut, and their OST tracks, Top and Slump. But this is different. Not just from the work they've done post-Levanter, but everything else that's come before too, because Go Live is Stray Kids' first full album. It's a moment that's been years in the making. When Stray Kids stood on this Unveil stage for Levanter, they were standing at the edge of the unknown, taking their first steps together as 8. That moment was born out of survival, fighting to hold on to light in the dark. But this time, it's not survival, it's empowerment. The world has been turned upside down with the arrival of COVID-19 on the scene, but it's almost like at this point the kids have come to understand there will never be a perfect moment or an ideal environment to launch themselves forward. Go Live is basically an acknowledgement that all Stray Kids have is each other, and that rawness is exactly what they're bringing to the world with it. In Stayville, we often remind each other that all Stray Kids have is stay. It's a saying meant to acknowledge the special bond we share, but the thing is, as Go Live was ushered into the world, the kids were performing to total silence. There was no audience in that room. Stay was missing, and missing is what sums it up, really. The kids could have brushed over this easily. They're each other's best hype men. They can carry a stage just fine on their own, but during this live, they made a point to acknowledge the hard feelings there, with Changbin saying, quote, "We can really feel the emptiness where Stay used to be. Actually, Stay are the ones that complete our stage. But we trust that they are cheering us on at the front row from their home. Even though Stay couldn't physically be there, their presence was still tangible. The silence didn't matter. Stray Kids could feel the love and the cheering, even if they couldn't hear it. Something Stay ultimately backed up with their actions, too, throwing their wild support fully behind God's Menu, taking it to the top of the Oricon chart, and racking up 50 million views for the music video in just 11 days. The support came from everywhere, honestly, but it can't be overstated how much of that was a full-on tidal wave of love from fans who needed to show Stray Kids exactly what they meant to them, knowing they couldn't be there for them in person. This album was absolute fire, but the moment itself wasn't just about the music. It was about the bond between Stray Kids and Stay, which had really been forged in those difficult Levanter moments, and now had become unbreakable. The shift all around for this time period, though, is undeniable. If you listen to Stray Kids' discography chronologically, you can hear the transformation between Levanter and Go Live. Before this, their sound, as bold as it was, had a sense of searching, like they were navigating life's constant curveballs. But now, the chaos has clarity. There's no hesitation in tracks like God's Menu and Easy. Stray Kids aren't looking for permission, and they're done asking questions. They've embraced who they are, and it shows. It's not just in the music either. The entire comeback radiated intention. Through every promotional move and performance, the kids were wielding their authenticity. And even though they couldn't be there in person, Stay was still right beside them for all of it. The pandemic disrupted everything, but what we're really starting to see here is how our kids thrive in adversity, which means when KCON pivoted to an online format, Stray Kids were there, delivering performances that transcend the boundaries of isolation, bridging that digital gap between them and the world of K-pop with what, at least from the outside, they make look like ease. And mind you, this is on top of an incredibly packed promotional schedule, where each day seemed to bring a new music show performance or radio show appearance, if not both. Stays were really drinking through the fire hose for this though, because on top of live shows, they were getting pre-recorded content too, with the kids' performance of Slump on the first take, a Skiz Talker, dance practice, and music video making films too. Changbin even surprised Stays with his debut on Masked Singer this week, showing off his vocal range in a way that really left Stays speechless. The overall effect of all this is there's no slowing down. Stray Kids are everywhere at once, and the momentum just kept building. Clarity in the chaos is becoming something of a signature move for the kids though. So when they went live to spend time with Stay, they really made it special this week. First bringing Stay along while they planned and filmed their Airplane Street music video, and then for an iconic OT8 cooking live spearheaded by Felix. Moments like these are part of what makes this era so special. Even in the middle of a relentless schedule, the kids took the time to share moments of casual lightness with Stay. It was grounding, a reminder that amidst all the intensity, they still had each other. This is such an undeniable peak moment in the kids' journey. Levanter had been the story of how they pushed forward after things seemed to fall apart. It was full of yearning for the light, a message of hope in the dark. But Go Live, it's about claiming power. Stray Kids weren't just surviving anymore, they were thriving, doing it entirely on their own terms. Every moment this week demonstrated how much they've grown. The stakes were higher than ever, but so was their control. Go Live is Stray Kids, raw and unapologetic, with the echoes of their old ways of being fading into the background. The anticipation Stays felt leading up to this moment was totally merited, because now the drop for God's Menu has hit, it's starting to feel like Stray Kids are genuinely unstoppable. This is the energy we're rolling into rewatching Chan's Room episode 61 together with this Sunday, February 2nd at 11 p.m. KST, reliving that shift and celebrating the newfound power Stray Kids are carrying into their future together with Stay. I'll see you then.